Do you have an immigration question? Visit immigrationquestion.com, the easy way to get your immigration question answered from immigration attorneys. Free registration for users and immigration attorneys. And it's available now. For a limited time offer, visit immigrationquestion.com and get your immigration question answered. Immigrationquestion.com is not a law firm or affiliated with the USCIS. It's an interactive platform between users and immigration attorneys.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of our live webinar series, proudly brought to you by immigrationquestion.com, your trusted source for up-to-date immigration news, expert legal insights, and live conversations with licensed immigration attorneys. My name is Anusuya Mukherjee, and I'll be your host for today's incredibly important session, From Unlawful Presence to Green Card, Overcoming Grounds of Inadmissibility. For anyone who has lived in the U.S. without lawful status, the road to permanent residency can feel uncertain and even impossible. The 3-year bar, the 10-year bar, and other grounds of inadmissibility like misrepresentation of prior removal can seem like walls that block the pathway forward. But here's the truth. With the right legal strategies, these barriers are not always permanent. In today's session, we explore how to navigate those challenges with confidence and with the guidance of an expert who's helped countless immigrants turn setback into green card approvals. We are honored to invite our founder, Mr. Attorney Naresh M. Gehi. Attorney Gehi is a nationally recognized immigration attorney and principal attorney at Gehi and Associates, a leading New York-based law firm with over 17,000 successfully handled cases. Twice named a super lawyer by Thomson Reuters, Attorney Gehi has advised world leaders, testified before the New York State Senate, and appeared on CNN, ABC News, and the New York Times. He is the author of The Immigration for Everyone and serves on the AILA Federal Litigation Committee. His unmatched expertise in complex immigration law makes him one of the most experienced professionals in the field today. We welcome you, Attorney Gehi. We are pleased that you joined us today.
Firstly, sincere apologies for the last-minute change. And I think Anu need to change the poster to Naresh M. Gehi instead of Mr. Gandhi. I think wouldn't appear because I believe of some personal matters. But hope that he's fine and everything as well. But Mr. Gandhi. So this is Attorney Gehi, and firstly, I would like to explain people what is immigrationquestion.com, and I'm one of the founders. So why is it good for lawyers? And why is this good for people who have immigration questions? And thank you to more than, I would say, 89 or 90 lawyers who have joined within a short span of time, and to more than 12,000 subscribers who have really loved the idea of having an app which is available on Apple as well as on Android, as well as the web portal, which is easy to use. So as a founder, the most important thing for me was that why not have a software and an easy platform wherein people can be connected. I would say the best word is network is a better word. They should be able to network of a lawyer of their choice, as well as you can get your immigration question answered. So immigration question actually bridges the gap wherein immigration lawyers can communicate with people and grow the practice by gaining clients. And for people who have immigration questions, it's a simple platform wherein you ask a question and they have different plans. You can even get your question answered free, and there are paid services which Anu has. So you can choose what is good for you and proceed accordingly. So a lot of people have been joining, lawyers have been joining, AILA members have been joining. And of course, this portal is not affiliated with AILA. And a lot of people have gotten their immigration questions answered. And during this difficult time, it's important. I thought that there should be a platform that bridges the gap between immigration attorneys and between the public so that they can have access to each other. That's how immigrationquestion.com came into place. So for attorneys, it's a case management platform wherein the leads, where people who are looking for you come on your portal, you answer the questions, and it may be the best thing for you. And for people who have immigration questions, ask your questions. A lawyer will answer you, and you may retain the lawyer or you may not. You can pick an attorney of your choice. This is what immigration question is. And for people who are immigration attorneys, especially, I think it's a great idea for you to come on the platform and talk. You can showcase your skills, grow your practice, and also help the public so they get a better understanding of the laws of the United States. And I'm firstly a big thank you to my team, Anu, and every member that I've worked with as a founder. I would say I'm just a founder, and I'm speaking clearly on behalf as a founder. That should not be confused with a different company, but I'm the principal, which is not affiliated. That's Gehi and Associates. So two different entities. As a lawyer, I'm on behalf of Gehi and Associates here today.
Thank you for that, Attorney Gehi. Before we dive in, a quick but important reminder. ImmigrationQuestion.com is a two-in-one platform that connects users with licensed immigration attorneys. We are not a law firm and we're not affiliated with APAC or USCIS. All legal services are provided independently by attorneys in our network. So let's just jump right in. Attorney Gehi, let's begin with the basics. What makes someone inadmissible under U.S. immigration law, and what are the most common grounds you see related to unlawful presence, fraud, or removal orders?
Number one is you can become unlawful by overstaying your visa. And if an unlawful status, you will not be able to adjust status. The only exception is if an immediate relative sponsors you. An immediate relative under the INA is a person who's a spouse, wherein you're sponsored by a spouse of a US citizen and you don't have a bar to inadmissibility. Through that, you can get your green card in the United States under Section 2 of the INA. The best way to do it is to explain people in detail. And you are admissible if you entered with a visa and if you're an immediate relative. An immediate relative is a spouse and unmarried children under the age of 21. But one of the requirements for that is that you should have been admitted to the United States. So when you cross the border, that is inadmissibility. And you cannot be admitted even if you marry an American citizen, except for a few exceptions. So in layman's terms, if you entered on a B1, B2 visa, if you have overstayed your visa, means you came on a 6-month visa, you've been here for more than 6 months, and now you don't have any status. If you marry a green card, if you marry a US citizen, if you marry an American citizen, you can qualify for a green card in the US without leaving. And the way the procedure works is you've been here for more than 6 months, you're out of status, you met a member of the same sex, or you met a member of the opposite sex, you got married, you can qualify for a green card in the United States of America. Within 6-7 months, you can get your work permit. You may also get a travel document. And in a year and a half, you can get your green card.
Thank you for that. Now, many people hear terms like the 3-year bar or the 10-year bar, but don't fully understand how they can apply. Can you explain what triggers those bars and how long they last?
So when you're in illegal status and unlawful status for more than 6 months in the country, then you're subjected to a 3-year bar. If you're out of status for more than a year, then you accrue the 10-year bar. So the only exception to these rules is, like if you still want to get a green card, if you're single, get married, so there won't be a bar to a US citizen. Second thing is, you may apply for a late asylum, and if you win your asylum, you don't have the bar. But for everything else, unless and until you're grandfathered under the INA, that means if you had a case before April 30th, 2001, then you're covered. Otherwise, you will be subjected to the 3 or 10-year bar if you try to come back to America. and the bar applies when you leave the country and are trying to come back.
Now let's talk about solutions. For someone inadmissible due to unlawful presence, what are options that are available to them? What are waivers like the I-601 or the I-212 designed to do?
Now, let's take a simple example. You crossed the border and you came into America. So, which means you sneaked in from the border and you're married to an American citizen. In this case, you cannot get your green card in America because you are not admitted. Admission means being inspected at the port of entry. Since you sneaked in, you are not inspected. Now, in this case, what you'll have to do, you'll have to go to a very seasoned lawyer who can still help you to get the green card. So the way it works is that that's what we do at Gehi and Associates. You cross the border, you married an American citizen, we can apply for a 601A waiver, which is known as the waiver of unlawful presence. Once if the waiver is approved, once if the waiver is approved, then after that, what we can do is then the person has to travel outside the country and then they can come back. And this it's not a big risk because the waiver is approved over here. That is known as the 601A waiver of unlawful presence. So to make a long story short, you cross the border, you're married to an American citizen, you may still be able to qualify for a green card. Your father has petitioned you, you cross the border, or you have overstayed your visa. You may still qualify for a green card if you apply for the unlawful presence waiver.
All right, thank you for that. Then the I-601 requires proof of extreme hardship. What does USCIS mean by that? And what kind of evidence works in practice to show that hardship exists?
So there's a difference between 601 and 601A. I-601 is a fraud waiver generally. 601A is the unlawful presence waiver. So for the 601A, you need to show family ties, and the hardship has to be shown to the US citizen, spouse, or to the parents under 212I of the INA. You cannot show hardship to children because that's not accepted in these cases. So if you show hardship to the spouse and to the parents, that if the parent is very sick, or if the spouse has a serious health condition, or the spouse will not be able to find employment in that country, she won't be able to fit into that country. And if this person is helping you, the immigrant is helping you to support the family, and if you have good psychologists working with you, your chances of getting the waiver approved are pretty high.
Thank you. Some individuals have faced removal or issues involving misrepresentation on earlier visa applications. How do those issues change the legal strategy, and can they still apply for a green card?
They can, as far as you apply for the waiver, the fraud waiver, the 601 waiver here, and if you can show that the person has committed a fraud, the standards of hardship are the same. If you overcome those kind of issues by means of a very powerful uh, memorandum of law and documentation to show that extreme hardship will be resulting to the spouse or to the parents, if the waiver is approved, they can still qualify for the green card.
Thank you very much, Attorney Gehi. This session has been insightful, and I know our audience agrees. To everyone joining us from Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, thank you for being here. Whether you're a legal professional, community advocate, or someone looking to understand this better, we're grateful to have you. And if this is your first time with us, welcome. We are immigrationquestion.com, a two-in-one platform built with lead and case management features to help simplify the immigration process. Though we are not affiliated with AILA, we are trusted by a lot of AILA attorneys who use our platform. Also, with immigrationquestion.com, you can ask your immigration questions for free in any language and get connected with a licensed attorney for legal guidance. And yes, just like many of our users, you may also receive a free confidential initial consultation. Just visit www.immigrationquestion.com. And it gets better. We just launched our new mobile app designed for access and easier access, whether you're a user or an attorney. Now, Attorney Gehi, since you are the founder of immigrationquestion.com and you are a seasoned attorney yourself, what would you say has been the highlight of immigrationquestion.com?
I'm just writing something down of what I like about immigrationquestion.com. What I like about it is that it is bridging the gap between immigrants and licensed immigration attorneys. And thanks to the wonderful lawyers who are a part of this group, all the 89 lawyers, and they're helping a lot of immigrants. And immigrants are happy because they are getting the immigration questions answered. But what people should do when they go on this platform, if you're listening to me, ask your immigration question on the white box over there. And there's a white box. Ask your question, you will get a reply. And if not, call immigrationquestion.com. The staff is very supportive, and I like that very much. For immigration lawyers, they're sharing the knowledge and they're getting amazing publicity on social media. And actually, some of the lawyers have also appeared on the front page of Google, if you look at them. And that's very hard to do. And immigration question is making that happen. And what I like the best thing is that it's a case management software for immigration lawyers. And they're getting free leads. So even if they convert 2 or 3 clients, besides paying for the software, they make a very, very good profit. A very good profit. But lawyers should invest time in learning the software, because this software has literally everything an immigration lawyer needs. Right from a master calendar hearing and individual hearing, right, to talk about basically the court calendar, talk about the appointment calendar, talk about the front desk feature, talk about billable hours, talk about incoming mail, talk about outgoing mail, talk about return mail, talk about creating events, talk about creating deadlines. A lot of thought was put in when this particular platform was formed. You can easily communicate with the client through video. Plus, you have a client portal wherein you can go to the client and communicate with the client. Plus, you have an app coming out. It took years to build this portal. And I think the lawyers who have subscribed it, they love it. And they don't want to come out of it because they've seen the value of the case management portal. That's something I like about it. Not as a founder, but I'm telling you because I'm using this product and I have 22,000 cases in my database, not 17,000 anymore. I know. 22,000.
Thank you, Attorney Gehi, for that. Before we dive into the Q&A session, one last question from me. In your experience, what are one of the biggest mistakes people make when applying for waivers, and how can they build a strong, well-documented case from the start?
Yeah. So they should speak to seasoned lawyers because once if your case gets denied, then it's very difficult to fix the damage. So get in touch with seasoned lawyers and basically, do your best with that.
Thank you. Now we are moving into our live Q&A session. If you've got a question for Attorney Gehi, now's your moment to drop your questions in the chat or call us live at 516-703-3483. So our first question is, I overstayed my visa for 9 months, but now I'm married to a US citizen. Can I still adjust my status from within the United States?
Yes, if you came in on a B2 visa, B1, B2 visa, if you overstayed, you can adjust your status in the US. If you came on a B1, B2. But if you're on a C1D, you cannot.
Thank you. Next question is, what exactly is the 3-year bar versus the 10-year bar? How do I know which one applies to me?
If you overstayed, for example, if you had a 6-month visa and you've been here for 13 months, 13 from the time you entered, 6 months apply. But if you've been here for a year and a half, more than a year and a half, because that 12 months, 6 months, you got the grace, then after that, the 10-year bar will apply.
Thank you. Next question is, my dad was deported, but I'm a US citizen now. Is there any way I can help him come back legally?
Yes, provided your mother has a green card or citizenship, and if your father was not convicted of or pled guilty to an aggravated felony, you have a chance.
Thank you. Next question is I'm married to a green card holder, not a citizen. Am I still eligible for a waiver if I have an unlawful presence?
Yes, you are eligible, but you'll have to travel outside the country. And if your 601A waiver is approved, then you're fine.
Thank you. Next question is, what happens if the person I'm using as my qualifying relative dies while my waiver is pending?
Not the best situation. Make sure that you have another qualifying relative. That would be your best bet in that case.
Thank you. Next question is, can I use my U.S. citizen child as the hardship anchor for my I-601A waiver?
Absolutely no. Hardship has to be shown to the spouse or to the parents who are citizens or green card holders, not to children.
Perfect. And our last question from the audience is it safer to adjust status inside the US, or should I go back to my home country for consular processing even if I overstayed?
If there's a strong possibility that you can adjust in the US, only going abroad should be a last resort.
Thank you. That has been an incredible session. Thank you again for joining us, and a huge thank you to Attorney Gehi for the practical strategies and insights you brought to today's discussion. We hope this conversation gave you clarity on overcoming grounds of inadmissibility. Don't forget, at immigrationquestion.com, you can ask your immigration questions for free and get in touch with a licensed attorney who understands your case. You may also be eligible for free confidential initial consultation. So head over to our website, immigrationquestion.com, and sign up today. And if you want to revisit this session or share it with a colleague, you can catch the replay on Spotify. Just search Borderless Talk by immigrationquestion.com. Join us again on Wednesday for another enlightening conversation that you won't want to miss. Once again, thank you so much, Attorney Gehi. We can't wait to have you back.
And if anyone wants to reach me, my number is 718-263-5999, and our website is gehilaw.com, gehilaw.com, and the comments made on behalf of Gehi and Associates, in terms of basically the webinar, and any and every communication in this is general in nature and does not apply to any specific facts.
Do you have an immigration question? Visit immigrationquestion.com, the easy way to get your immigration question answered from immigration attorneys. Free registration for users and immigration attorneys, and it's available now. For a limited time offer, visit immigrationquestion.com and get your immigration question answered. Immigrationquestion.com is not a law firm or affiliated with the USCIS. It's an interactive platform between users and immigration attorneys.